Ever since Mega XL came out, it was my dream to have a flywheeler that could shoot Mega XL darts. And so after a few late night calls with an amazing designer over in Germany that goes by Domocheski, the founder and creator of GenCoMegawerks, we came up with an idea of something truly amazing. This right here is the Hammerwald. It is a shell ejecting, magazine accepting flywheeler, yeah, you heard me, flywheeler, that shoots Mega XL. So in today's video, we're gonna check this thing out, run it through its paces, and let me tell you, this thing is a blast. So let's jump right into the video. Woo! Basically, GenCoMegawerks and Flux Labs were kind of collaborating, and we talked about how we had these amazing wheels in the rail cleaner. And if you don't know what the rail cleaner is, I did a full video on that, and that's basically this thing. It's an amazing shotgun blasting flywheeler that takes shells. And it does this by pushing the 4 darts into the flywheels, and then it's able to just magically keep them together until they leave the flywheels, creating a shotgun blast of darts, which is really cool, and we haven't really seen it anywhere else. So this project left us with these amazing, big, beefy flywheels. And I remember thinking and asking Domo, like, why don't we use these wheels to shoot Mega XL? I mean, they're already big enough. You can probably even shoot larger things. And that was the beginning of the Hammerwald. So let's go over the operation of this thing. First off, it is a flywheeler. It is electric powered, and as you can see back here, it has a solenoid. Right now, the back is exposed. I do believe Domocheski actually designed a thing to cover some of this. I'm not sure how much of it he covers, because if you have a beard, you can actually kind of get that thing caught in here. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he has this covered now. As with any GenCoMegawerks blaster, we got some really cool LED work up here. We got some on the side. We got this on-off switch that lights up. Totally cool. Just really screams mad scientist. Just big, crazy blaster. And then up here, we actually have some LEDs, which I'm gonna eject this so you can see when it fires. Something I really like about this LED strip in the front is it actually like slowly turns on and slowly turns off, which I guess it's kind of running off of the actual motors. Here, check it out. So I'm not sure how he was able to achieve that effect, but it looks really cool. It's kind of like a lightsaber powering up. On the back of the blaster, we have a voltmeter, which gives us, you know, safe operation numbers, so you can kind of take a look at it, make sure everything looks good. And then one thing I really like about this is the placement of the trigger system. So the first little switch here, you press it in to start revving, and then you pull all the way back to actually push, the pusher pushes the dart through. Now this is a multi-step firing assembly, so it's not like I just pull the trigger and it fires. I actually have to do a little pump action to load the shell into the breech, and then fire. And then pulling back will actually eject the shell. And we gotta talk about these shells. These things are like soda cans. They're just massive, almost the size of like a Red Bull. It's just so satisfying to have these things just flying out of the blaster. This massive shell. This thing feels like a Nerf artillery piece. Now with the spirit of the rail cleaner, Domocheski decided, hey, let's keep on firing the 4 darts. I didn't even think about this. He surprised me with this shell. And what we have is a shell that holds 4 darts and has kind of a pusher inside. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about the shell because it makes me really excited. And that's because my background and my passion is actually 3D printing. I was into 3D printing before I got into Nerf. And one thing I love to see, it's a benefit of additive manufacturing that you cannot achieve under normal means like injection molding and whatnot, because this right here, having a part sliding on the inside, would have to be done with 2 parts on the outside. Like you'd have to screw something together or put it together. This was created with the part sliding inside, which is really cool. This is a benefit of 3D printing and additive manufacturing. Now this blaster's running off of 3S. We have a magnetic battery tray. I love how he uses magnets on his battery trays. It just makes a really clean, toolless, you know, easy way to get to your batteries. So we got our LiPo here, this little compartment, and then of course, you know, just kind of wedge that in there, close it up. Looks really good. When dealing with builds like this that have the LEDs and the lights and all the bells and whistles, it's really nice to have a system shutoff switch. And I really appreciate these. This is actually my favorite system shutoff switch because it glows, has that big old, like, you know, it's just like, oh, power down, boom, it's off. Like, I just love that toggle. Now the back of the blaster utilizes a thumb hole stock. Feels really good, it's adequate. It is not adjustable or anything, but for my size, I think it feels really nice. The pump action prime, you know, shell actuation thing here feels great. It's got a nice ergo to it. Now let's talk about firing this thing, because it is just quite an experience to shoot Mega XL darts at the velocities this thing does. So let's try to grab some chronograph readings. Now I don't have my Coldwell big chronograph. I have to try to aim it through my small one. So bear with me. Let's see if we can get some readings. Also, the thing with Mega XL is we don't have a good baseline. I imagine, you know, getting hit with 60 FPS Mega XL darts is quite different than getting hit by 100 FPS short dart. But let's see if we can do this. Woo! All right, so I finally got one through. It's at 73 FPS. 73 FPS for a Mega XL dart is actually extremely powerful. That's a lot of mass, a lot of inertia. That is a huge projectile. And just for a size comparison, I mean, there's a short dart, there's a Mega XL. I mean, it's just wild. And just to really nail this point home, we did a little math here at Flux Labs. And essentially we have the short dart and the Mega XL dart. Now the Mega XL dart traveling at 72 feet per second at 10 feet hits around a ½ Newton worth of force. Now for the short dart to hit that equivalent, it would have to travel at 200 feet per second. So that in itself, you could tell, you know, a 200 FPS dart slap versus this one, same thing at 10 feet. So that's crazy. So you could quickly see how just the mass of a projectile really changes how much force is hitting you based on FPS. Now, as far as accuracy is concerned, surprisingly, it's pretty accurate, but I will say that Mega XL darts are not the most accurate thing ever. I would love to see an AccuStrike type of head on a Mega XL dart, but I'm not sure if we will ever see that unless someone from the community wants to make something like that. But for the most part, a Mega XL dart traveling through the air has this weird tendency to kind of veer off or whatnot. Sometimes they fly straight, but I was trying to hit a target at 50 feet and I had a hard time, and it was only about, you know, 10 inches in diameter, so that's kind of difficult to do. Now, if it was a full-size human tag, I think I could probably pull it off with this guy at 50 feet, but really you're looking at stuff that's a little bit closer, probably 30 feet up to 50. Now, the shotgun blast is just a blast. I mean, it shoots 4 darts, has a pretty good grouping, and to be honest, I mean, having 6 shotgun blasts right at your ready, I mean, it just puts a smile on your face. So in summary, in closing, I will say this blaster is very special. I would not recommend this for new entries into the hobby. This is someone who has some extra money to spend and just, you know, wants something big, ridiculous, and crazy. And another thing is, you're not gonna see too many of these on the battlefield. So if you want something super unique, I mean, I'll leave a link in the description. You can see how much these things are. They are not cheap, and there's a lot of time, effort, and work that gets put into these things, and I believe it's worth every penny. However, it is a high price tag for, you know, for a foam dart blaster. So with that said though, I'm happy to have one, and yes, I did purchase this. This was not sent in for free, so, but still I was able to get one of these before Domacheski actually launched it, so very thankful for that. So I do want to thank GenCoMegawerks for working with Flux Labs, making my dream a reality. I just love the fact that this exists, and I'm really happy and excited that he did that. So check out his Etsy, you know, show him some love, and until next time, I'm DrFlux. Be safe and happy foam flinging.